This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
All right, this is, of course, Emma O'Driscoll from the Fremantle Dockers. Today, Sean, she was filling in for Natalie.
She was magnificent. Gee, she had a dirty mouth.
Mouth like a bloody wolfie. How many times are you going to say shit on our show?
Well, currently it's 2 and hopefully I'll up the tally tomorrow.
There is no question
Because
about
I'm not
that.
coming back after that. So I may as well blow it and say the F word.
I love talking about your dad today. That was so funny. We find out what her dad loves so much. And that's the same thing that my dad loves too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says that your dad has no shame attached to the game, does he?
No, correct. He's completely adamant that he's a home and away fan and he'll tell everyone.
Staying on the O'Driscoll bandwagon, when I met your mum and dad, they mentioned you. They were very happy to celebrate Emma O'Driscoll, but not your brothers.
It's phenomenal. I love being in the limelight. So thanks, Mum and Dad, for once in your lives.
We started the show this morning by talking to tradies who aren't driving themselves to work. Instead, they're sitting on the side of the road waiting to get picked up. And as a general rule, all the people we speak to have lost their licenses.
That's so funny.
It was so
I
funny.
enjoyed that. And Roger Cook, our Premier, joined us as well. You know what's so funny when you have guests like that in? It's always when they leave, you have a question to ask them. Em?
What was your
What were you
question
thinking?
once he'd left?
Yes, I wanted to ask about HEX loans or help loans for uni, and unfortunately the boys actually couldn't stop talking, and I was like,
I know. So there you go. But she's making football money. She can afford it. Oh, sorry. She's making females football money. She can't.
I might actually send you an email, Rog, just to ask that question again in writing.
Nathan, Nat and Sean. This is what I came for. Yeah. Perth's Nova 937. Keep on giving me all you got.
3 minutes past 6. Nathan, Nat and Sean. We are Natless until Monday.
We are. We've got Fremantle AFLW star Emma O'Driscoll joining us.
Thank God,
Sam is in the studio
Can I
with us.
just-
He's our digital content manager.
I sent him a message this morning. Asked him to get some milk. You know what?
And I have delivered.
It's just little things. It's just the little things. So Amy gets here in the morning and
Yeah.
we've got a new coffee machine. And how hard is the coffee machine to work? It's like a proper barista one that you would see at Gloria Jean's.
Does it make proper barista
It's
style
one of those
coffee?
ones where you have to put the thing in and then you grind it and then you have to hit the bang bang and then it's like you have to do it all yourself. It's not an automatic situation.
Yeah, I feel like I work in a Macca's drive-thru.
So
when I make coffee.
Amy, you've adjusted. I know, you got milk. Amy, you've adjusted your morning now, haven't you? You get up earlier
Yeah, 10 minutes earlier
to come to work. Why?
to make myself a coffee.
Because that's how long the process
Yeah.
takes.
Correct.
Are you kidding?
Not
She now
even.
gets
Oh,
up
I would
earlier.
be furious with that.
So our point is, all we require at this place is some milk. That's all, Sean. You know what I mean? Amy had a dribble of milk this morning, a thimble of milk. And
And Nathan, you need milk for your tea.
oh, Sean, look how much tea there is.
It's a litre
I
of tea every morning
Sean
to
could,
kick
Sean
things
could
off.
hop in this for an ice bath. That's how big my cup is.
It is. It's bloody great.
Yeah, anyway, Sam, you're a bloody legend.
Well done, Sam.
You deserve it.
What
So
a win.
good.
That's
Yeah.
a great start to a Thursday.
It really is. After 7:30, we might celebrate the fact that Sam got milk with Roger Cook, our premier.
I think that's one of the main reasons he's coming in.
Yeah.
That'll be
Actually,
good to see,
Roger
Rog.
Cook, if you're listening, can you bring in milk too? Let's get everyone to bring in milk. Emma O'Driscoll, can you bring in milk as well?
I can't wait to see that. Last quarter's back again.
Yeah.
Now, the Derby's gathering serious momentum at the moment, so we've got your tickets. You can win them right here.
That's right. How do you win the last quarter?
Well, you win the last quarter, Nate.
I'm sorry, there's two other people in the room. How do you win the last quarter?
Okay, we need to remind Dan and Karen of that yesterday when they were two of our worst performed
Players in the history of last
Yes,
quarter?
they
Yeah,
were.
Sean, they've been banned from the show.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
That's when the song... can I have a microphone?
Sorry.
No milk?
No milk this morning. Harry won't turn on microphones.
Why am I here, Amy? Amy,
Can we both go?
This chair's got wheels. Wheel me to the car. Wheel me to my car.
You know you can turn your own mic on now, actually.
Where?
I
this
would
new
never
studio.
expect that, though.
Where?
On
Oh,
your
that thing,
screen.
that,
That
thing
red
that says
button.
on?
Yeah.
So wait, can I turn it off now?
Yeah, go hit that.
Hello? God, you got to see this studio, guys. It's like being in an iPad Pro.
Yeah. That's been left at Metros. because we feel like we're in a nightclub.
I want to talk about something that I've noticed. I've noticed it a while, but I've really actually sort of let it sink in the last couple of days. Going to work in the morning is traumatic.
Especially when you've got a pole over your shoulder with a handkerchief, tied to it. What happens in the dwarfs? Do they have any of that stuff going on?
Do they? Yes, I think they have their crib in a hanky at the end of a stick.
And they go
and over their shoulder. I think they do.
Okay. We'll pay it.
Yeah.
Play on.
Okay, play on. Don't be seen.
You got it, Sean. Anyway, I've just sort of noticed it this week because I've been so tired. And I think I've got a lot of empathy towards other people. There's three I drove past this morning. One guy's been there twice, so today and yesterday, and there was two yesterday. These are tradies that are sitting out on the street, just on the footpath, waiting to get picked up. This guy's sitting outside of the church this morning and yesterday. He's sitting on his esky and he's got his phone there, and I think he's looking through TikTok, and he just had his head in his hand, collapsed in his hand. And I just thought, you've gotten up and you've gotten changed and you've gotten your crib together and, you've gotten everything you need for the day. And then instead of just doing what we get to do and then get into your car and drive to work, you then go and sit down the road somewhere on the side of the street and then wait for whoever to come and pick you up. That's soul-crushing.
It is soul-crushing. I see it all the time. On Canning Highway, there's a couple of blokes a day that I would see waiting to either... I'm thinking some of them are getting to go to the airport, but they're on Canning Highway, and the others are with an esky. They always got an esky, They've got their lunch or something packed and ready to go, getting picked up by someone else.
Have you ever been picked up for work? I've always just got myself there.
No, once a year, twice a year, Nat will pick me up if I'm getting Megan's car service or something along those lines. Do you buy that?
Does Natalie pick you up?
A couple of times she has, yeah. Oh, no, when I went to hospital, that's what she picked me up for, because I didn't need my car because I had to go from here to hospital to have those operations, and then no one picked me up anyway on the other end.
Because if I saw either of you in the morning before here, I would dive out of the car.
There was not a lot of conversations going on.
I'm sorry, I would.
You do need your
There is a time and a place for these two.
The feeling's mutual. I tell you what, there was not a lot of conversation, and when you're sitting in that moment, you have to throw a couple of things at them.
It's like I'm not making small talk in the car. This is my private spot to cry on the way to work.
Absolutely.
We want to know if you, and I'm just guessing it's a lot of tradies that are listening right now. Do you get picked up for work? Like, is that your morning process? Are you getting dressed and then you go and walking down your street corner to sit under a street light and wait for someone to come pick you up?
Absolutely.
God.
That is soul destroying.
You know how you could solve it if you were to win Nova's first class and 50K, Sean.
But how would you get on that, Nathan?
Well, all you have to do is come on and have a chat with us about being picked up for work, and there you go, bam, you're in with a shot. Who gets picked up for work? What's the process? If you're like picking up a couple of tradies on the way to work as well, hope you work with them. Let us know as well, because I just can't wrap my mind. You know what? And not just that, they're getting picked up for work, so they're going to work in, I think, one of the most traumatic ways, and then also they go to work and they're tradies, so they're doing proper work.
Manual labour.
Not
just a Spanish tennis player.
Googled it once, Sean. Manual labour looks shocking.
Elliot's given us a call. Elliot, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Elliot, talk to us about getting picked up as a tradie in the morning.
I got picked up for about 2 years, so I think probably at least 50% of them is people who've lost their licence and they're mulling over their decisions in life.
So every time you're up in the morning...
sympathy.
Hey, Elliot, every time you're just sitting there, that would just be mind-numbing would be the other thing, but you just keep reflecting, Jesus, what did I do that for?
Elliot, is that why you're in that... Is that why you're in that situation, Elliot?
Possibly, yeah.
Come clean. 2 years.
Yeah.
Hey, when you lose your licence for like 2 years, Elliot, how hard is that to just navigate life without a vehicle?
It is impossible, and I'm never doing it again, especially when you're carrying tools and your big esky and all that jazz.
Yeah, but even if you're going to the shops, you know what I mean? You can't do a big shop.
Yep.
Because, how were you getting around? Were you just walking? Were you bussing? Were you biking? What were you doing?
Yeah, walking pretty much everywhere. I mean, occasionally the bus, but a lot of walking.
Taking the bus.
Strong quads, so.
Taking the bus? I don't even know how to do that.
Yep.
What do? You just get on there and what do you say? Can I come on, please?
You do. Actually,
Is there a thing?
well, you obviously got to pay, but everyone's got those multi-riders. I can say that.
Do you need that?
Yeah, but I can say one time I caught the train from the city and I'd been having a fair few beers with people. And I saw this bus. I knew it was going down the Canning Highway. I thought, I'm just going to jump on it. So I jumped on it. And this guy, I said, I don't have any money. I don't have physical money. I don't have a car. He goes, just sit in the back. And I jumped on. That was lovely.
That's good. Let's go to Jessie in Swampview. Hey, Jessie.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, Jessie.
Where I'm talking about the world of getting picked up for work in the morning when you have to sit on the side of the road waiting for your lift. What do you got for us?
Well, it's not me. It's someone that I knew quite well. Just obviously a bit of a type going here. That had no license for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Was a tradie and would frequent the dating apps quite often for the areas that he was working in.
Okay.
And would multiple times a week have adult sleepovers. So then he'd gather lift in the morning with his
that's a great idea.
Would he go as far as to hook up with a lady in the area that he was working at, so it was a shorter commute?
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and then he even outside, get a few suckers that would do it for a while, and drive him 30, 40 minutes to his site, and then because then he had an e-license, and then he could drive to and from his site.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then at night, he'd.
Okay, so you've got to hook up with a chick who is sympathetic to you, which will drive. Because some of them, I mean, when I first was going out, when I first started probably going out with Megan, she would probably, if I wanted to, drive me to footy training. But I mean, that ended after a couple of weeks. Obviously.
Okay, Jesse. Was he very attractive to the point where he was guaranteed to be able to really sleep in every suburb that he wanted to if he swiped on the right chick?
Oh God, I don't know how he did it. He was missing a front tooth and everything. So, I'm not going to comment on obviously the abilities that he's been able to give him this.
His superpower.
His ability to get to work every day. His superpower, exactly.
Yeah.
But it worked for him for a while.
Yeah, he's packing a bit of heat, Nath, I think.
Well, I know, but on the profile, they're not showing the heat, are they?
They aren't.
You're showing your gap.
Pegs, your front pegs.
Well, let's go to Dylan in Armidale. Hey, Dill.
How you going, mate?
Hey, good, buddy.
Deal.
All right, we're talking about driving to work in the morning, tradies, having to sit on the side of the road, getting picked up. What happens with you?
We're a group. We're a team of 6 roof tilers. Our boss is the only one with a licence, and we all wait out the front in the morning at 5 o'clock. Yeah, 5 o'clock in the morning for the boss to pick us up for A1 roofing.
Hey, can I just say,
A1 expert roofing.
get it in.
I wouldn't get my roofing done anywhere else.
Hey, Nathan was saying, it's really soul destroying at that time of the morning when you're just sitting there. And I mean, with a bunch of guys, you've got to come up with something to say at some stage, but you can't be asked, surely.
No, it's the soul ripping part is working on the roof, but waiting in the morning's easy,
It easy? What do you kick off with, a choc milk or something to kick the day off?
Choc milk ruins the gut. You got to have your energy drinks, Bees and Red Bulls.
Are you going that early? A mother or something?
Yeah, Sean, they give you wings.
Start early, finish early. You know how it is.
Yeah. What's your energy drink of choice? Is it a?
Mine's V.
Yours is V. Yeah.
Yeah, I choose V's.
I feel like V is one of the more polite brands. The people that down a can of Mother that's bigger than their forearm. That's confronting.
That's aggressive, isn't it?
That's aggressive.
I'm coming at the day hard.
That to me is what you pour into someone's mouth if they're in a coma.
That's I'm with you 100%. Good on you, Dylan. Thanks for calling.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Natalie is away on holidays until Monday, but Sean, we've had 3 days of Caitlin Bassett. How are we gonna try and top that?
Yeah, well, we're going to the next level, of course, with Emma O'Driscoll from the Fremantle Dockers AFLW team. She's an All-Australian. She's an absolute superstar. She's so big in Northern, mate. You go into Northern, there's just like this.
Wow.
On one of the wheat silos, it's just a big photo of Em when you walk through.
Is there really?
Home
There
of Emma
absolutely
O'Driscoll.
isn't. And you haven't even given me a chance to say hello, but hello, everyone.
But now I'm angry that you're not on a wheat silo.
Maybe we should bring it up here so that it gets done.
Don't you?
Yeah. What's the name of the main drag in Northern?
The main street.
Yes.
I don't even... Fitzgerald.
Northern Street.
Fitzgerald. That's it. You should know that.
You have like a mural up. There's like a mural of a swan on the flour mill. So surely there's a mural of me somewhere on Fitzgerald
Can you
Street.
talk to me? So the main drag of Northam is what? What's it called?
Fitzgerald
Fitzgerald. So the main drag in Kalgoorlie is Hannon Street.
Oh, nice.
And that's where you would
That's
hop
where your
into
mural is.
That's, I don't have a mural. If I had a mural, they chucked that into the super pit years ago. That's where people would get into their Commodores and do bog laps up and down the street. Just like looking for chicks.
Actually, that's a great call. So Red Rooster's up one end, and then Spudshed and all that are up that end, and down the other end, there's a couple of pubs or whatever. There is a roundabout. So do you do Manies or bog laps?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe when I was 17. Certainly not now, that's for sure. Not in my brand new RAV4 that Leonie Knight gave me, Shawnee.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, better not stuff that up. Absolutely not.
Can I just say, bog laps, how funny were they? Your mates would pick you up, we would drive to Hannon Street, and then we would just go up and down the street for 3 hours.
Yeah, but you'd have the music blaring.
Music blaring, because you wouldn't hop in your mate's car unless there was a subwoofer in the entire boot.
Of course not. Are there speed bumps?
Not in Hannon Street.
There are in the main street of Northam, and they are big now. So
well, Fast and Furious, they've seen it.
You have to have a lift on the car to get it done.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, lift kit, righto. Yeah, straight to Avon Toyota, eh? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out, Leonie. You better give me a new car for this one on here.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Emma O'Driscoll from the Fremantle Dockers joining us, and I love spending a bit of time with you, Em, because I feel like for me you are the representation of every girl I went to high school with. You are.
I will take that as a compliment.
You're country, you're real, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. You know, she scrubs up all right, but she ain't fancy.
Perfect. We're comparing Northam to Kalgoorlie again. Amazing.
But Nathan, one thing that resonated with you is Em talking about her dad and his love for a particular TV show. What's that, Em?
Oh my God, my dad, he's going to murder me for this, but he is obsessed with Home and Away. There we go. I just need to listen to this. Brings back memories of my childhood. We will plan dinner around Home and Away. Mum will cook dinner around it. If there's a double episode on a Thursday, my God, he's excited.
Well, can I just correct you there, young lady? Thursday's a triple episode. And the reason why I know this is my father, too, is the man that loves Home and Away. But he doesn't say that he loves Home and Away. To him, it's his greatest shame to admit it. So when I finally do get the truth out about, no, Dad, you watch Home and Away, he will scream at anyone that is asking, but Danny Green watches it.
So it's fine.
That's the defence, the Danny Green defence.
The Thursday nights, I won't speak to him on a Thursday night because of the triple episode. So, and when I'm over at his house, I'll always go, oh God, Home and Away. And goes, yeah, your mother's watching it. My mum's not watching it. My mum's, you know those mum games on the iPad? Yep. They're just like bubbles or like lollies or whatever. Your mum's just like nose deep in a little mum game on the iPad. She doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know what's going on screen. And then Dad will sit there and talk about the plot holes and how terrible it is, but cannot get enough. Does your dad disparage it while loving it, or does he just love it?
No, he just loves it. I think my dad has cried more for Home and Away than at a family's funeral.
But I think that's fair enough, because have you seen the stuff that goes on at Home and Away these days? There's explosions. People died at the drop of a hat on Home and Away.
Well, that's why you can't look away, Sean.
No, but I feel like it's not dramatic anymore. There's a car accident every 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. What is going on?
I mean, how many people in one town can have amnesia? You know what I mean? Like, if that was the case, that town would have been cordoned off by the government, and they would be studying it, the chemicals, the water, everything.
In the water.
No one can hold on to their name here. It's insane.
Power line's too close to the town.
Yeah. So your dad will cry, like openly just let his emotions flood.
I've never seen my mother cry, but Dad, Home and Away's on, he's crying. And I went to Sydney a few weeks back and went to Palm Beach, and he was still calling it Summer Bay. I was like, it's Palm Beach. The real name.
Has he ever been there? Has he ever been?
No, but I did send him lots of pictures, lots of photos. I did have a picture up of Alf Stewart just in case I saw him on the beach. Yeah, Dad was frothing it.
Did he notice the bits the photos where you? Yeah, so
everything.
That would have been outside of the diner.
The diner, of course, everything.
Salt, is that the restaurant Salt?
I don't
It is too.
That's a bar?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
a salt?
yeah.
What do
Don't quiz up, Nate.
think it's the
Ask your
restaurant.
dad.
Okay, did your father's love of home and away, did that seep into your brother's DNA?
Yeah, probably. I think that's maybe why they're so weak. they're weak as piss.
It's just a bit soft for watch Home and Away. They're very emotional.
So weak. No, I hope they are more emotional. They didn't get that from Dad, that's for sure. But
Okay, so wait there. So that's your dad's what he watches. What do you do to unwind? What do you like watching? What do you like doing? What is it?
look, in all fairness, I'm no better. I am a sucker for Australian TV.
What do you mean?
I love Offspring. I've watched Offspring about 1,000 times, as well as McLeod's Daughters.
I didn't even know that was still on.
You would be
biggest
in McLeod's daughter.
Daughters fan ever.
I never watched McLeod's Daughters.
No,
It wasn't in my. Did anyone in here watch McLeod's Daughters? Anyone? No, no
I
one
can't
did.
imagine you watching McLeod's Daughters.
No.
You might need to watch a bit more football though, Nath, because you couldn't even name the players on the back
Oh, my
page of the
God.
West Australian
Okay,
today.
so the back page of the West Australian today, everyone. I mean, I don't want to blow you away, but it's Harley Reid, and it's got everybody loves Harley. And then I just played a little game where I was seeing if I could guess the name.
Yes, you
so
were.
of course I know Harley Reid because the West Australian won't let me forget.
So the first person you guessed was Andrew Brayshaw, which was a good.
great.
that's a
I didn't
great
get
guess.
Andrew. I just got
No,
Brayshaw.
you got Brayshaw.
Oh,
It's
okay. He's a Brayshaw. And then I went up to Luke Jackson, and I know Luke. He's
Great.
fantastic.
Yeah, you met him.
So Luke's great. Then the other side of Harley's is
Two Dockers players.
another kid that's got his hair parted in the middle and needs to wash it.
He's got curtains, which is the raid.
Who's he? Who's that
Are we
kid
saying
there?
that or
okay,
not?
wait. What's his? Okay, give me his initials. Give me his
I love
initials.
that you've pulled the Mickey out of his hair. I've rocked up with that exact same hair today.
Yeah, but
the oily slick
but,
back.
No. Yours looks like it's seen shampoo this year, though.
Dry shampoo.
So wait, what's his name?
HY is his initials.
Hayden Young?
Yes.
Hayden Young! Hayden Young, right?
The best part about the last one is that Sean has started playing a game of charades for Nath to guess his name.
Yeah, because I didn't know who the other one was, and then I asked for the initials CS, and then Sean started tying some material around his waist, which could only mean it's Caleb Sarong.
No, it's a sarong.
I tell you what, I'm slowly over the 21 years that I've been working here, I'm slowly picking up football.
Yeah. You're not wanting to take it in, but it's just happening.
Yeah,
Through
I know.
osmosis.
Yeah, Sean. It's the asbestosis of my life.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Nathan, Nat and Sean, Nat back on Monday. Filling in for Nat, Emma O'Driscoll. Been chomping at the bit to speak to the Premier, haven't you? You've got so many Premier questions.
Definitely. I actually already called him Rog, so we are on nickname basis.
Hey, Roger, how are you?
I'm well, really well. Great to be here.
What do you think of our new studio,
It's
Roger?
looking very flash.
You've had an issue, though.
Well, it's a bit bright and sparkly, and the chairs are too high.
Should have seen him right then, right? It was like when a toddler is trying to get up a step ladder.
I needed a step ladder.
And then Emma, what did you say?
A sausage dog. He needs a ramp.
It was like when a sausage dog's trying to get food off the bench.
I'll tell you what, the respect around here is extraordinary.
I know, I was thinking that. It's the number one there.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about this fine state right now because there is an article that came out overnight that has blown us away, and that is Australia is home to 7 of the top 100 most boring tourist attractions in the world. We have 2 of them here in Perth, apparently. The Bullabada Museum is at number 16, and the Bell Tower is at number 98.
I think the museum's not too bad, Rog.
This is bollocks,
Talk
right?
to me.
This is complete rubbish. So basically, these guys have gone out and done some sort of search on Google feedback or reviews on
keywords such as lifeless, boring, stuff like that.
And so we know that this is complete crap. I mean, Bullabada is an amazing museum. It's our newest cultural institution. It's incredible. You go in there, you feel alive, you feel really immersed in all the exhibitions. So I'm not quite sure where this is all coming from, but I reckon it's complete bollocks.
Well, to be honest though, I did take my parents and they wanted to leave after 20 minutes.
But they wouldn't line up for the Louvre. Your dad wouldn't line up for the Louvre.
Yeah, my dad wouldn't line up for the Louvre, and we didn't get off the bus for the Eiffel Tower either.
Or Home and Away might have been on.
Yeah, Home and Away might have been on. Yeah.
Roger,
It's about priorities.
You can't defend the Bell Tower, though, because that's at 97.
No.
That's going to be a tough sell. I'd like to hear it, though.
Well, look, Well, in some respects, I'm not a huge fan of the bell tower. I really think it plays a role, though, in our city.
Okay.
And from that perspective...
Yeah, I mean, there's a spot for something. We might as well put that there.
Well, for people who dig it, it's actually a really exciting and interesting facility. I've been to a few events there. It's a great setup.
Yeah.
The problem for it now, of course, is that the city is growing up around the bell tower.
And now it's just this tiny little, it's like a little thumbnail.
Exactly. But for those people for whom, the bells and the tolling and the history of it and the history of those bells are important, it's actually a really quite compelling facility.
Yeah, but that's two people.
Most of these reviews, though, from the bell tower, and I'm going to be fair to the bell tower right now, they weren't people that paid for the bell tower experience. They were people that just went and checked it out and had a look.
Oh, okay. You've got to go in.
So once you're in there and you're swinging off the bells and stuff like that,
almost none of these reviews are people who actually organised tours.
Yeah. Can I tell you the most boring thing that I've done around the world is I was in Kuala Lumpur and Mum and I were like, let's go do a tour. We said, all right, no worries. And I don't know why, for the life of us, we thought this was the one for us. But we hopped on a tour, Roger, and we went to a rubber tree, the last rubber tree in Kuala Lumpur, which is in the middle of a roundabout, if I remember rightfully. And you just get on the bus and you just drive around it.
Oh, you don't even get out to see it.
Oh, no, you can't. There's too much traffic.
Rubber trees have their role to play in the tourism industry as well.
They really do. You've gone all around the world. Have you been over being hosted somewhere in another country and they've taken you to something and you've gone, oh, come on, this is pretty boring.
Every West Australian will relate to this, right? It doesn't matter where you go, what you do. You'll never find better beaches. You'll never find better weather. You'll never find more awe-inspiring, bushland and landscapes. This is where it is. So if you leave Western Australia to go try to sample those sort of things, you'll be disappointed. This is an incredible part of the world.
Roger, I've been watching the WSL live, and I saw you on the other day and speaking to Kaipo, saying that you've extended, the state government has extended the World Surf League coming to Margaret River to 2028. They do such a great coverage and showcasing the West Australian coastline and everything it has to offer. I think they do an amazing job. But here's the thing. What other events are we going to have? Gather Round has just taken centre stage over in Adelaide, and Em, you'd be absolutely familiar with this. Harry was over there just recently as well. That's a massive event for Australians. I know this is on a global level. When are we going to get a big event that sticks around that we can grow and grow and grow?
That's ours.
Right. Yeah, well, that and obviously, Gather Round, the South Australia's got that till 2026. So
we're never going to get that.
Well,
not a chance.
Stand by for those sort of developments. But as you know, we've brought Coldplay, UFC, WWE. These are really big events which attract visitors not only from the East Coast but from Southeast Asia. And we want to be one of the great event destinations of Southeast Asia, which is the reason why we're building up all these competitions, these events, because it attracts tourists. So let's take Surf League, for instance. Yeah. So they've got a social media footprint of about 60 million. So when I went there, it was a bad day, so there was no surfing done. But that's okay. They go playing golf. They go to cafes. They tweet about it. They put it on Instagram. So it's a great promotion event. But it brings 3,500 visitors to Western Australia, and it injects $8 million into the local economy. So that's just World Surf League. What the Margaret River Pro is now going to hang around for another 4 years. So that's a great event to have locked in. But we'll continue to hunt. We'll continue to look at what other opportunities there are.
So I'm bringing up those events, like you're saying. So Coldplay one-off, WWE awesome one-off, but. You want to like
a regular.
You
want Coldplay. Now that they've done it once, we force them to do it every year.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing. So every January, people go to Melbourne to watch the Australian Open. They come from all around, and I'm not sure how you weigh up the Australian an event Australians go to versus. Event the world can see and go for. Do you kind of weigh those things up against each other?
Look, there might be a bit of a nuance, but we're pretty agnostic. What we want to see is dollars coming into WA. Okay. That's really what it's about. We've had our international festival of football every winter. Manchester United, Leeds, and Chelsea, and so on, and Tottenham, unfortunately, but there you go.
Oh, Amy, our producer. Are you kidding me? Amy, how are you feeling right now?
She's a mad Spurs fan.
She's pretty angry. She's looking angry.
A little bit aggressive there, Rod.
Take it down a scotch, mate. All friends here.
Well, one of my besties is a Tottenham fan. I I barrack for Arsenal, you see. So
okay, you've got to go against them.
Yeah. But so, I mean, we do have those regular events, but we're trying to build up homegrown events. So Evernow is an Aboriginal Spring Festival, which we started last year. We'll run into that again this year, starting to build its profile, a bit like they did with Vivid in Sydney.
Yeah.
That took about 4 years before Vivid became a proper festival, which really attracted international and interstate visitors. So we're starting to build that collateral of festivals which continue to bring people back from year to year.
Rog, what we've seen over the last week or so in New South Wales has been horrendous, right, with the stabbing attacks, particularly the one in Bondi, which we'll talk about now for a second.
Sure.
And it comes down to the mental health the mental health side of things, where people are saying, do we have enough funding? Is there enough people out there to be able to help situations like that? Because you can't, have security guards everywhere.
We can't. Because you turn into America then.
From a state's point of view, are we at the level we need to be at?
Well, we've increased the mental health budget by 50%, so we now spend $1.4 billion a year on mental health services, and we just recently boosted suicide prevention services by another 9.8 million last year alone. You can pour money into this. You can create as many beds as you like. Really what you want to do is to get services out there in the community, those wraparound supports that people need to keep themselves mentally healthy. But there's just sometimes people will come out of the system, they're continuing to manage their mental health issues, but then something snaps. And that is so hard to guard against. So what we also need to do is to make sure that we've got the appropriate laws, the appropriate safety arrangements, so we can mitigate against those sort of situations. But look, Bondi Junction, that was an extraordinarily horrific and tragic set of events, and I think it's touched everyone in Australia. And our hearts go out to everyone there.
It touched me for the victims, but also it touched me for his parents as well, because seeing them on the news, you would have seen them on the news, and the father was just pouring his heart out, saying there was nothing more I could have done.
No.
And they said, and the problem with mental health, especially with people that are on heavy medication, is that medication is doing well for them, but they don't feel themselves. They feel groggy, and then when they come off the medication, they feel themselves. So then they feel like it's so hard for the families to get them back onto the medication that they need to be on.
And these are confronting issues.
Yeah,
I guess then, is it about the accessibility of these mental health resources that we've got, or is it actually about the individual wanting to go and seek help?
Well, it's a bit of both. Sometimes, in the mental health services, and it's reality that sometimes you have to take people into a facility to look after them, keep them safe. But our desire is obviously for people to be able to live in the community and live happy, healthy lives. And so that means that you need to have those wraparound services in the communities in which they live. And this chap had left his community in Brisbane, Toowoomba, had moved to Sydney. He was in a big city. He was potentially isolated. That, as you were saying, Nathan, maybe he was tipping out of his medication regime. Yeah. And that led to that dreadful series of events. So, we just need to continue to make sure that we invest in these services and help keep people safe.
I think, we have to touch on cost of living, Rog. This is the thing about being in WA, and I've spoken to some friends about it, and their frustration is that we're a very rich state here, and they feel like, being a rich state, we're not really feeling the benefits in people's hip pockets when it comes to cost of living. I explain cost of living at the moment like the head of Hydra. So that's that creature that has many heads, like a snake with many heads. And once you cut one off, which is once there is there's a discount given by the government, or you've worked out that medication can be cheaper, then 5 other heads grow back.
Fuel, as we know right now, boom.
Yeah. So the government, I can see, is trying to squash this, and this is both state and federal, but every time there is something put in place to reduce the costs of something else, 5 other things go up, and people are chasing themselves. There is an article that I read yesterday, the most heartbreaking thing. It was a woman an old lady in Melbourne. The amount of times, let me ask you guys, have you been to the supermarket these days and you've seen someone just walk through with a trolley load without paying, and the staff have got powerless to stop them.
I've done it 3 times.
So that's happening more and more, right?
Come
You're
and get
seeing
me,
it,
I say.
And the staff are being told not to do anything because it's too dangerous and they just walk out there.
Yeah.
This is a shot of an old lady in a supermarket. She is being arrested by the police and they have pulled out of her shopping thing, which she has stolen, is milk and a couple of frozen meals. And that is where we are at the moment.
So for instance, this week we've just launched our WA student assistance payment. That's $250 or $150 for every 250 for every high school student, 150 for primary kindergarten students, for every family. 80,000 families have applied for that. So we're continuing to look at all those opportunities. We've just come off our free summer of public transport. And last year, of course, we had our electricity rebate, which put $400 back in everyone's pockets. We're continuing to look at those opportunities. As you say,
it's hard.
Right across the community, people are facing these sort of cost of living challenges. And not just in the city either. You know, that's why we've got our capped regional airfares program, which is about helping people in the regional Western Australia also deal with the cost of living issues.
Can you be really honest with us right now? Are prices, are they going to come down? And I'm talking in general, because since COVID, it started at COVID. Remember, COVID, suddenly all the prices started going up and there was supply chain issues and all this sort of stuff. And then we thought, oh my God, we just have to ride COVID out. And then COVID's finished. And then suddenly the prices keep going up. And we're going, and I cannot foresee any governmental inquiry about supermarkets. I cannot see any big
Well, it's happening,
plans.
by the way. The one
No, I
at the
get that.
supermarket's happening.
But I cannot see any of these things bringing the prices back down. I think that we are going to have to get stuck and used to paying these high prices.
Well, that's what you've...
Is there a light at the end of the tunnel at all, can you see, in your professional opinion?
Yes, well, inflation is coming down. And it was because of inflation that you saw interest rates increase so significantly over the last 18 months. So inflation's coming down. You know, the economists are saying at the back end of this year or early next year, you'll see interest rates start to back off as well. So we are getting to a situation where we see more balance in the economy. But these are the long-term impact of the imbalances that were created through COVID. In Western Australia, we have the double impact of that we are the fastest growing economy in Australia at the moment and the fastest growing population. So last year alone, we had 94,000 people came to Western Australia to call it their home. That's like putting an extra Bunbury into the state.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of pressure in our economy at the moment because it's growing so
housing.
fast.
And that's exactly the reason we put up the Rotto prices. Is that right? 20%.
We'll come back to Rotto, but that's what's impacting on the housing and things like that.
What's happened with Rotto?
Mate, we put up the prices at the drop of the hat. You come back to the cost of living, Dave, and the government have a lot to say. Well, the Rottnest Island Board, they're governed by the government. And you're popping the prices up by 20%. As a minimum.
Well, even Rotto has to pay the bills.
Yeah. I reckon put the quackers to work.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we've got electricity problems as well. They've got little legs. They can, and a big hamster wheel just pumping out the electricity for us.
But lately the quackers have got themselves organised. They've got themselves a trade union.
See, this is disgusting. This is when workers' rights have gone too far. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
our
Roger.
Premier Roger Cook.
Great to see you guys.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
We are joined by Fremantle AFLW player Emma Driscoll. It's always great to have you in here, Em. And I was loving this. Just last month I went to a 50th in Northam. And it was fantastic. So I got to meet a lot of country people, which is great. We stayed at a hotel that had been refurbed.
Farmer's home?
Farmer's, that was it.
What is the accommodation in Northam like? Is it nice?
Oh, no, this is really nice.
Yeah.
So it's Northam, because I just remember Northam being Northam.
Yeah. That's exactly how it is.
Is it still just Northam?
They have a spud
Or has it
shed.
become... Oh.
No, you have all your fast food outlets now and a spud shed, which is great. And they've revamped the Shamrock Hotel and made it into this farmer's home hotel.
So now it's gone a little bit fancy.
Have a look. Harry's got it up. So I stayed in one of these rooms.
Yeah.
Anyway, the bar in the joint is awesome.
That is actually really nice, Calgary.
That's
We don't have
beautiful.
anything like that yet. No.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
nice.
Look at that, Sean. That's wainscoting on the walls.
Hey, I think that's the room we had.
That's wainscoting.
I don't know what that is.
What's
You
that
have to
big
wipe
stain
that
on the
off.
bed?
Yeah. I'll explain that later. So the best thing about the night going along to this 50th birthday party was meeting Emma's parents. And first of all, I got to meet Michelle straight up. I'd never met her before, and she come flying out of nowhere because she'd had a few beverages.
She's a firecracker, that woman.
And she introduced herself by saying, "Oh, I'm Emma O'Driscoll's mum.
Oh.
And I went, oh, that's great. And she carried on talking, but
Where
at
was your
no
dad
stage-
watching Home and Away?
Dad's like hiding. He hates people.
Well, at no stage did your mother Michelle mention your two brothers who are on AFL lists, one with the Fremantle Dockers and one with the Western Bulldogs.
Correct.
So I mentioned this to her. I said, Michelle, what about Nathan? Because she said, Emma plays for Fremantle. I
Yeah.
said, what about Nathan? He plays for Fremantle. Oh, don't worry about him. What about
not
Aiden?
gonna
He
get
just
game.
got drafted.
Don't worry about him.
Don't worry about them. So I thought that was pretty funny. About an hour later, I go to another area of the thing, and this guy was there, and he introduced himself. G'day, I'm Brendan O'Driscoll. I went, oh, g'day, Brendan. He goes, yeah, I'm Emma O'Driscoll, plays for the Dockers, Dad. And I went, what about Nathan? What about... They did it separately, an hour apart. They did not talk about their other children.
Sorry,
good.
This is really good.
Yeah, it's great.
Because
First time for me.
they've looked at their stock, they've looked at what
Yeah.
they've got on the shelves, and they're gone, what's the thing we're going to put forward to feature for point of buy at the till? And that is, what's the most desirable thing here? And that is, you're the packet of extra at the register.
Here
That's
we go.
you.
No, that's the
you.
first time for everything. Aiden's the baby and usually gets the shout out. So I'm stoked with that. Thanks, Mum and Dad. They'd never tell me though.
To have me as a stranger tell them, what about your other children? I was finding it hilarious,
That
both at
is so
different
good.
times.
So, are you usually the person that they sell? Or are you? Who is the celebrated child and who is the forgotten child?
No, Aiden, the youngest, so he gets to go to Wesley College, a $50,000 school, a boarding. I think Mum and Dad paid $50 for my school at Northern Senior High. So, Rog, we don't actually need that grant because they're going to be making money.
So he's the one.
And then if they were to talk about anyone, it would be him. He's the favourite for sure.
But apparently not.
it's
No.
not.
not.
I think you're remembering from years back. I don't think you know the new world. The new world is Emma World.
It's obviously about women, so thank you, Mum and Dad, for celebrating me. But I also think they were on that spinny photo video thing, so
Yeah, they were.
they may have had a bit of vertigo at that time.
Mate, it was amazing.
I think that this is important for us to talk about, because if you're the sibling that is forgotten, it's heartbreaking.
Sean, is that you?
In fact,
Who's a forgotten sibling out of your family?
I don't know, actually. We all do pretty well.
No, there's one.
What about your kids as well, then?
Oh, they're all pretty memorable. They annoy the hell out of me most of the
You
days.
did speak about your youngest with me before, so
Oh,
is she the
Sunny.
one that you...
She's my favourite daughter,
Yeah, there
for
you go.
sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think the one that you speak about the least, only because he's so self-sufficient, is Lockie, because Lachlan's out just doing his
No,
own
you're
thing.
probably right, mate.
Because you want to be part of his life and he won't let you.
100%.
Sean
I
doesn't
try to
understand why
invite-
Lachlan won't include him in his friends' plans when he's going out to hang out with his mates. Sean doesn't understand how that's why. So you're the forgotten child in your family.
Yeah, can I just say, a couple of weeks ago, I walked out the side of the house and no one was home other than Lachlan and a couple of his mates. And we'd been at the football earlier together, so I walked out the back with a beer and no one was talking to me, and I just had to walk back in.
Oh, that is. So you just went back into the hedge like Homer Simpson.
I put the footy on Fox and sat there with a stubby.
That is. Don't you hope that no? Don't you? I'm so glad there was no CCTV footage, because someone would have played that back. And this is the moment he realised no one wants to talk to him, and look at him just wander away, hoping no one saw.
Oh, that's great. That is so good.
That is
He's
horrendous.
accepted the rejection. I like it.
I was going to just keep this to families, but maybe we can open it up. Just, are you a forgotten person?
Yeah.
Are you a person, or are you the celebrated person? And this can be in your family. Maybe it's your workplace.
Yeah, I
I mean,
agree,
Amy
Nate.
that works with us, no one even remembers that she works here.
Amy, that's true, isn't
The
it?
amount of emails and stuff that Amy gets left off of. Amy, what's some of the hits? What's some of the hits?
Nice.
I know, I'll put you on the spot. There's been so many, that's why.
So, like, people will forward me emails that they've received about my job.
Yes.
And they're like,
no.
I think this one's for you. And I'm like, are you serious? I've been here for 12 years.
12 years.
You don't know what I do
And no
or
one
who
knows
I am.
that I'm here.
I don't even know how she got in the studio.
We'll have to do something about that.
We'd like to talk to the forgotten, to the people that are uncelebrated, to the people that are here trying to make a difference, but no one's noticing.
You'll be heard on here.
You'll be heard on here, unless we get a call from the really fun, excitable, like, oh, they're the one people.
Yeah.
Yeah, the celebrated people.
I might text my brothers now, get them to give us a call.
Let's get Aiden up. We'll get Aiden up. We're going to go to a girl now that I'm pretty sure that I went to high school with. Hello, Kirstine.
Hey, mate. How
Hi,
you doing?
Kirstine. Okay, so let me set the scene right.
Yes.
Kirstine and Courtney were twins, identical twins in our school, and that in Kalgoorlie, that's like magical.
Oh, I bet it is
To have twins.
Definitely.
Oh, it's amazing. And I remember, Kirstine, when you got your car, it was a Reebok hatchback. But it was what was it? Was it Reebok? It was Reebok, wasn't it?
No, it was one of those little Ford Festivas in turquoise blue.
Turquoise blue. Turquoise blue. Oh, my God. The ripples of Kalgoorlie was like, oh, my God, look at the car. It's beautiful. The bog laps she would chuck were just insane.
Well, clearly she can't be forgotten then.
But, of course, well, I mean, of course, being a twin, Kirstine, what's happened? What's happened?
Okay, so I lived in the UK. I'd moved back, staying at mum and dad's. I was born 36 minutes before court.
Yeah.
So, you think you'd remember that.
Yeah.
And my partner's giving me birthday cards and everything in the morning before work. My parents haven't thought too much about it. At 6:36, they've gone, oh, we've got to ring Courtney. It's her birthday. So I've got to run her when I'm sitting in the room and done that.
They've got to ring.
They're sitting with you.
They're ready.
And said, I've got to call your twin sister because it's her birthday.
Yeah, they hadn't thought to say happy birthday to me.
Well, that is fantastic. That's great.
I can't get over it.
Oh, yeah.
What did you say to them?
I just waited until the penny clicked after they hung up. They were like, oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, happy birthday. Yeah. I was like, oh, cheers.
That is, you know what's even more insulting about that? They're not just twins, they're identical twins. So it's like they had one and a spare, and you're obviously the spare. Kirstine. Come on. Unbelievable. We're going to be taking more of these next, everyone. 1324. Thanks, Kirstine.
I showed Nathan a photo just before. Mum is in full Western Bulldogs kit. She claims she's a Freo supporter now, but full Western Bulldogs kit, and all we get is a small badge on her large breasts that I was talking about before.
Yes. And you know what? Your mum has got some great breasts. I mean, I know that's not a great compliment coming from me.
But you know it when you see
But I do, Sean. And I just want to quickly touch base with you about something, Sean.
Yeah.
I've just looked at that party, and that party looked next level, right?
Yeah, it was great. Leonie's was fantastic.
Leonie's obviously knows how to throw a party, because when people get printing done with Leonie's name put everywhere, that's when you know the party's gone up a notch. She's wearing a very beautiful, sparkly maroon dress.
Yes, she was.
Yep. Why are you wearing a Hawaiian shirt with pineapple rings on it?
No, I think what's got me, Nate, is the bucket hat.
And the bucket hat.
Sean,
what did you say about the bucket hat?
I said lock him up because this is criminal, him not showing hair. I didn't say what you said. Nathan was very inappropriate.
It is a reason.
What's with that? That's a bit of a fun shirt.
It was festival. Was the
but Hawaiian and festival
I didn't
different.
I didn't put that photo up anywhere, right? Was I in the background? Because I've not seen what you showed Nathan.
It's a selfie. It's a selfie with my mum.
Yeah. Anyway, I want you to wear that. Can you wear that shirt tomorrow?
And the hat. No, the bucket hat.
The bucket hat. Wear that outfit tomorrow, and then we'll see. We'll get people to vote and
I've
see
actually
what
got matching
good.
pants.
Thank you. Well, then, can you wear the ensemble tomorrow?
Jesus.
Wear the ensemble. Thank you so much. Right now, we are discussing the forgotten people in the world and the celebrated people in the world. Guys, I think we're going to a forgotten person right now. It's Sarah from Armidale. Hello, Sarah.
Hi.
Hi, Sarah. Are you a forgotten person?
Absolutely.
Talk to me, sister.
So on my 24th birthday, my family decided to do a family portrait for my granddad and grandma, but they actually forgot to tell me the dress code for it, and I actually rocked up wearing normal clothes while everyone else was in basically blue and white clothing. They also didn't know that it was my birthday that day either.
Another forgotten birthday.
What the hell is that? They didn't tell her the family dress code for the photo, so firstly, she looks like she's not supposed to be there, and then secondly...
I forgot her birthday.
The whole family photo is, I just look like I'm out of the whole family kind of thing on the side.
Does this happen often, does it, Sarah?
Yes.
That's a stitch up, Sarah.
Sometimes do you think, is there something that I can do to improve the situation, like wear a brighter top or something?
Yeah, I don't know. My family loves to do games night, and yet I'm never included in them as well.
How many people in your family, Sarah?
2.
So far, I've got my brother, my sister-in-law, my niece, my dad, my sister and my brother-in-law.
So you're just lost in the mix, sweetheart. You're
They
just
were
lost
all
in the
aware
mix.
of that theme.
Not even games.
They're all aware of the theme. None of them knew it was a birthday. And really,
Wow.
that's on Sarah for being so bland.
That's right.
So, Sarah, you're not the winner.
What are you talking about? Who's Sarah? Let's go to Jess in Caversham. Hey, Jess.
Hello, how are you?
Hi,
Good,
Jess.
Jess, are we talking about a celebrated person or a forgotten person?
I'm also a forgotten person. So I'm the oldest of 3 children, and my mum made us these beautiful collage books with photos of our life for our 21st birthday.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
So mine was 7 years ago, and my sister just turned 21 in January, and I got my book out because my mum wanted inspiration, and my partner looks at it, and the first thing he says is, "That's not you." And I said, "Excuse me?" And he goes, "You don't have brown eyes." And my mum had put a big, huge picture of my little sister
Oh, on
In
your
photo
book.
on my book, and she didn't know. I had to ring her and tell her.
And you hadn't obviously
And
had
right
looked at
there-
it for a few years then, Jess.
But you had received it already. You'd seen this before and you hadn't noticed.
I had it for 7 years.
This is my thing. Do you know
partner
this is
saw
the
it.
saddest thing? Is Jess is such a forgotten person, she's even forgotten herself.
Jess, you need to go find yourself, gal.
She goes in the mirror and looks in the mirror and goes, "Who's that? I've never seen this woman before in my
It's
life."
not the photo I've been looking at.
God.
Oh,
That's
God, am
full
I
on,
watching
Jess.
the movie Split?
I know. That was a really good
Yeah.
movie too. Have you watched
Split,
that?
no.
Split. Got to get into that, Sean.
terrible. Okay.
Mel's in Parmelia. Hello, Mel. It is good.
Hi, how you going?
Hey, good Mel.
It's not terrible.
Are you forgotten too, or you celebrated, Mel?
Well, it's actually my youngest daughter. So growing up, she's been forgotten a bit at school because she hasn't, got the latest Frank Green drink bottle.
Oh,
yeah.
honey.
And she's got curly hair and freckles, so that really doesn't sit right with
Oh,
people around her
sweetheart.
either.
Oh.
So, but anyway, at the ripe old age of 6, a friend of mine sent me a link for a movie role.
Yep.
And so we put Emily, my daughter,
Yeah.
we did an online audition for her just as a joke.
Yeah.
And but she got the part. And
What?
she got the part in this movie.
What?
And it's now on Netflix, and it's been on Netflix for probably about 2 years now because it couldn't get released in Australia because of COVID.
So wait,
Yeah.
so you're saying that everybody until that date had forgotten your daughter and sort of brushed her off
Until
to the
now.
side until people that were creating a movie saw her and went, "Okay, she's getting cast."
Yes.
What's the movie?
Yeah, what is it?
I Met a Girl.
I Met a
I met a girl.
Right.
And now she's celebrated clearly, Mel.
Yes. Yes.
So she can buy 10 Frank Greens. That's elite.
She can buy 10 Frank Greens.
She earned more in that week than what I do at work.
What's the movie called again? What's
I
it called
met
again?
a girl.
I Met
2020.
a Girl. All right, let's have a look. I Met a Girl. Oh, it's got Brendan Thwaites in it. Like, we know him. Brendan, Sean?
You got to show me faces. You're not online.
And it's got Peter Rosethorn and Joel Jackson in it as well.
Oh, Joel Jackson
wow.
as well.
He's
Okay, I'm
incredible.
going to watch this. Congratulations. Is she
Yes.
becoming an actor now? What's the deal?
Yeah, she wants to, but because of the whole COVID thing, she hasn't been able to pursue it. But
Yeah, the momentum
It's
sort of
not
slowed
getting
down because of COVID. Yeah, nice. Well, all
I'm
right.
going to get back into it.
Everybody, watch I Met a Girl. Give it a thumbs up on Netflix, and then they might say I Met a Girl 2, or maybe I Met Two Girls, the sequel. That'll get made, which will be good. Sean?
We need a winner, actually, and I've handballed it to M this morning.
Yes, he has. So, congratulations to Christine because of your blue Ford Fiesta that you drove around and you being the forgotten twin. You have won a $200 voucher to Zone Bowling. Zone Bowling, the fun never stops with laser tag, arcade games, and of course, bowling. So enjoy
course.
that, Christine.
Yeah, Kirsten.
Kirstine.
You've even forgotten her.
You
forgot her name.
You forgot her name.
Fix the thing.
Do you know what? Just sideswipe Kirsten. Just give it to Courtney,
Yeah,
a twin.
Courtney.
Courtney, that one's for you.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Last quarter.
Let's hear it for the Purple Army from the Bankwest Best Seats in the House.
All right, last quarter is happening right now.
To win the last quarter, what do you need to do, though?
You need to win the last quarter.
Stephen's in Rivervale. Stephen, do you know how to win the last quarter?
Oh, you win the last quarter.
That's right, Stephen. See, Anne? See?
You win the last quarter. Got it.
Yeah, you got it. You
Said
got
it
it.
1,000 times now.
Up for grabs, of course, a premium Bankwest best seats to the Derby this Saturday. So, Stephen, you're going to need someone to go against in the first quarter, and that will be Jean from South Perth. Hi, Jean.
Hi, how are you?
Fantastic,
Jean.
mate. Jean, who do you go for? Who's your team?
Rio.
Oh,
That's the spirit, Jean.
Steve, who's
We
your
like
team?
West Coast.
Hey,
Perfect.
Nate.
Even better.
So we've got a derby within a derby right now.
I like the sound
this
of
is
that.
brilliant. All right, guys, you are going to be using your names as your buzzers. Can I test them, please? Stephen?
Stephen.
Jean?
Jane.
I'd like to welcome you guys to the first quarter.
In the movie Forrest Gump, what does Forrest's mother say life is like?
Stephen.
Jane.
Or it was Jane. Harry's
Was
called
it?
the Jane call.
All right, Jane.
Oh, come on.
Because Harry's a Freo supporter.
Life is like a box of chocolate.
Life is like a box
Nice.
of chocolate.
Jane, there's so much going on in the background at your house.
Yeah, we're going to have to get you to speak very clearly, okay?
Okay.
All right,
okay.
perfect. All right, there's a lot of
Very
clicking
tough
and
to
stuff.
juggle the phone and talk at the same time.
All right, guys. Stephen's out. Jean is in. Lauren is up next. Hello, Lauren.
Hello.
Hey, Lauren. Lauren, who is your team?
I'll go Dockers.
She'll go Dockers.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds like a last-minute choice there. Yeah. Well, it's awkward because we've got children in the room right now. I go Dockers too. All right, Lauren, we're going to have to get you to test your buzzer, please.
Lauren.
All right. Welcome, guys, to the second quarter.
Here we go. Question is, what was the first name of the South Melbourne and St Kilda champion that inspired the song Up There Kazali? Was it Roy or Ray?
Jane.
Yes, Jane?
I've got Roy.
She's got Roy.
You've got Roy? We've got Roy too.
Yes.
Oh!
Go, Jean.
It's the Jane Show.
It is the Jane Show. And I'm
This is pretty
don't know what's happening with that
amazing.
phone.
Yeah. All right, Jane, you're going to be facing Casey from Rolling Stone. Hello, Casey.
Hi, Nate. How are you going?
Yeah, good, Casey. We're going to have to get you to test your buzzer, mate.
Casey.
Yeah, that's good. All right, everyone. Welcome to the third quarter. Here's your question. Starting with V, what name does deer meat go by?
Casey.
Yes, Casey?
Venison.
Venison!
There's one on Caves Road if you go down that way in the southwest.
A venison?
It's a deer farm. You can buy venison at the shop.
Oh, I don't want to see it living when you're going to eat it. I'd just rather it in a fridge. They'd like to know where it came from. All right, everybody. We've got Casey going against Natalie from Coogee now. Hello, Nat.
Hi, how you going?
Good, Nat. Hey, Nat, who do you go for? Who's your team?
Freo, 100%.
Great. Casey, did I ask you who was your team?
Eagles.
Oh,
Another Derby.
We're in a
Brilliant.
derby, guys. I'd like to welcome... Oh, wait, firstly, let's test both your buzzers. Casey,
Casey.
Natalie.
Natalie.
Welcome, guys, to the last quarter.
Where we are playing for Premium Bankwest best seats to the Derby Saturday night.
The last quarter question will be read out by Fremantle Docker, Emma O'Driscoll.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
When an AFL team wins a game, how many points are they awarded on the premiership table?
Casey.
Oh, before it's read.
4.
4! Casey has done it! Sean!
Awesome.
Premium Bankwest best seats to the Derby this Saturday. It's premium seating,
awesome.
food and drinks. How good's that, Case?
That's so cool. Thanks so much.
Who are you going to take, Case?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, you got to make them work for it. Got to make them work for it because, Case, have you just gone to the football just as a normal punter? You've never gone in like a premium seating before?
I've been in like a box thing before, but yeah, no, it's pretty good. I'm excited.
The thing about being in a...
Case?
Was that?
I've never been to Derby though.
Yeah, who are you tipping to win?
Eagles.
Okay.
They got to win.
When you're in a box, though, no one ever watches the game.
No, just you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, never watches the game. All right, well done. Last quarter, we'll be returning for the last time tomorrow. Also, we've got our Fremantle Docker, Sean Darcy, and our West Coast Evil. Evil.
They are evil on the
Jeremy
weekends.
McGovern in tomorrow as well. We're done.
We are done, actually.
Yep.
Are we done, Amy?
Yeah,
No,
we're
not done.
Are we done?
We're not done. We're gonna do something else,
okay.
and then we're gonna.
What are we doing?
We're done.
It's
Ross's go.
You
Ross
guys can
wants
stay
to-
on.
Ross-
No, you can stay on.
Ross wants to do his shift.
I'm finished my coffee.
Amy's like not letting you work. Ross.
No, that's fine. Well, we got Swifty. I mean, it's up to you guys.
Amy, firstly, sorry, I just need to wrap this up. Were you the person whipping the people that were building the pyramids?
Who's the clock in this joint?
Sorry, no wonder Amy's got a few emails about her job.
I know. Hey, Ross.
Let's make Amy make the call. Amy, am I on or is Nathan that and Emma still on? Well,
No. She's
I'm on.
pointing at you.
Okay,
She's
all
pointing
right,
at you.
I'm on.
She's pointing at
Great
you.
job, Emma. How'd you go?
Thank you, Ross. Yeah, very well, thanks.
Did
These
you
guys
hear her
made it
swear,
comfortable.
Ross?
Yeah, I heard her swear
I
at
did
8
say
o'clock
shit,
as well.
And then I did say sugar.
You said it again. The good thing.
We're on.
We're actually on the wireless.
We're off the radio.
There's this thing
I
in
said we're done, and I'm like, all right, see ya.
there's this thing in radio we call like a kind of like the danger period, which is when there's kids in the car, and that's exactly when you swore this morning.
Well, at 9:07 they should be at school.
Yes, they should. And that's on their parents.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.